In this section, we're going to review layers and filtering, a crucial part of sorting through a mold or a die. We will start with the visibility arrows. This is within attributes and visibilities, where I can enable, disable certain things from being visible and what is not visible. So you can see how I'm doing a cluster of different things, making things visible and invisible. Then I'll go ahead and hide a few things. And the new features are the select visibility arrows, where I can go back and forward through that step-by-step process. Now we're going to go into layer management, where we have insert and remove lines. So you can see how there's the insert lines option right here. I can insert an individual line, or I can select insert more lines, where I can specify how many lines I'm going to insert in here. If I hit OK, it's going to insert those lines as spaces. The same thing is possible with remove lines. You can see how if I right click and say remove lines, it will select it. And then if I go to remove more lines, it automatically detects the gap and it will remove the lines specified. As an alternative to the elements environment, we have select elements within layer management. You can select the elements specifically for all the layers that are enabled, or select elements on a specific layer to enable them. This allows you, for anything involving an elements environment, have these items already selected. Now I'll talk about layer groups. You have the ability, using these arrow keys, to be able to move layers up and down in the order. This allows you to customize the ordering of it after the layer group's already created. It is also possible to use these checkboxes to turn on and off layers. This avoids you having to hit the Control key or Shift key to be able to turn on multiple layer groups. Next, we'll talk about layer colors, which is a filtering option for being able to filter through your file by color to indicate what layers or layer groups a part is a part of. So in this case, we're right-clicking on a group and we're selecting Edit Group. So if I go to select that group, it changes all the layers that are a part of that group to a specific color. We can then use a specific filter to be able to turn on and off that layer color on the model, so you can differentiate what colors are a part of what groups. This can also be done individually per layer as well by selecting the layer color itself and changing that individual layer. As you can see, when we reactivate that color, you can see the color changes for that specific layer. When you're working in the layer management, it is also possible to now customize the columns. You can see there's a dialog box right here where you can turn on and off a specific filter. You can see how we can hide the color field in here. And if I customize that column again, bringing that color field back in, I could change the order of where that color field actually is, and you can see it show up right there in the column. I can also move it up and down if I choose to. Inside the Layer Manager as well, I can use the search and replace functions. When I click on search and replace, I can search for a keyword, for example CV for cavity, and I can hit OK, and it filters to see all that data that has that name CV in it. I can also say replace that CV with the name cavity. So if I type in cavity here, it will change CV to cavity for all of those different things in the list. And lastly, we're going to show the elements to layer options. This is a fast way of quickly moving one item from one layer to another. So if I right click on the layer, I can select Move Copy Elements to Layer. I can choose to move it or copy it. Copy retains that item on the original layer and puts a copy on the new layer I specified. For example, you can see how that item is in the original layer and the copied layer. As an alternative, just to show this, I'm going to change the color of this item so you can see the difference between the two.